The best compliment a dad could receive. Whew. All right, so last night, Chloe and I, she's my second, I got four for those of you unaware, two girls and two boys. Chloe and I went down to Atlanta to the center stage to see a band called the Defiant. That's got Dickie Barrett, the old singer for the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, the guitarist for Smash Mouth, the drummer for a couple of hardcore bands, and then the Offspring, the guitarist for the Briggs, and the guitarist for, or the bassist for, oh my God, I can't believe it. I just listened to it yesterday too. I can't remember. Boston hardcore kind of oi band, Street Dogs. And these guys just all said niet to the vax, and they formed, and they got, like not Jimmy Kimmel, well, Dickie Barrett from Mighty Mighty Boss Tones was doing the voice for Jimmy Kimmel's show. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these are pretty big guys in the entertainment business, and they all got booted for not getting vaxxed. So he started a band called the Defiant, and generally speaking, not my type of music. They got, there's a little bit. They got a number of good songs, a number of songs that I don't like. But when I say I don't like them, I don't hate them. It's just like, generally speaking, I like my stuff a little bit faster, a little bit harder. But there's a place for that kind of melodic punk that I like, and they do some of that, which I like quite a bit. Anyway, I just want to support them, bought a T-shirt and all that. So Chloe and I, in between bands, we're just sitting there talking, and she's telling me about some one of her friends that she knows that his dad was just scumbag. I don't want to get into it. And I was like, and then she's talking about some other people she knew, like an older man was like, was an entertainer that we've seen ourselves, an older guy, probably 60 years old. He likes to smoke dope and stuff, and these young girls, 19, 20, went to see him. He's like, hey, you guys want to go outside and smoke some dope with me? And I was like, dude, what? And Chloe said, She goes, that just seemed weird to me. But then I thought, would my dad do that to one of my friends? Like, if would my dad like, hey, let's go smoke some dope, and I don't drink, I don't smoke. Would my dad do this other thing this guy did? And she's like, no. So she said, Dad, basically I put it like you. You know what I'm saying? If you wouldn't do it, then I know these other guys shouldn't be doing it. And dude, that just made my heart melt, man. And I was like, because I'm not a stern dad. I'm not. But and she said, I said, well, I've never been stern, but she goes, no, but you have a good moral sense. Dude, that just made me melt. She's like, I just know at the end of the day, if you wouldn't do it, then other dads shouldn't be doing it, or other older men shouldn't be doing it. I just said, man, Chloe's got her own life to live. You know what I'm saying? She's not going to see the world I see it. Maddie doesn't see the world I see it. That's my other daughter, my two boys. But the moral code that you leave your kids, they're not going to get that in college. They're not going to get that they got to get it from within, man. They got to get it from you being the father that they need. And having not had a father growing up, I mean, I had a father, but not a dad, if you know what I'm saying. I had to figure a lot of this stuff out on my own. And I just, only but for the grace of God, man. I just sitting there thinking, and, I figured it out. And one of the reasons I was able to figure it out is because I saw what my parents did, because my parents got divorced young, but they're typical boomers, essentially. The whole world revolves around them. And to this day, my mom's still like that. It's just, I mean, I don't think she'd ever, I'm not apologetic in saying that at all. The whole world revolves around my mom. And my dad was the same way. And he died last year, but it's like, just everything is, me. It's kind of typical for many boomers. Not all of them. Many boomers are crushing, but there's a lot of boomers who are like that. And I just said, that's not the way I want to be. And, it just made me so happy to hear that. Like, the respect I have for my kids, where my daughter says, and I can't stress enough, I never was sitting there saying, you got to be this, you got to be that, because, I want my kids to be independent. And I don't want them to, I mean, if they agree with me, that's great. I don't care. I want them to be independent. I don't want them to be robots for any cult, religion, Antifa crap. I just want them to be independent thinkers and come to their own conclusions. And if they come to their own conclusions through diligence and well-thought strategy, or structure, I should say, more power to them, man. Because I still change. Yeah, that made my heart melt. Knowing that level of respect that my kid had for me is fantastic. Anyway, so just as, well, I'm just yapping here, because normally I do these as shorts. So I'm getting ready to hit the bench here. So what I do is just a workout, just in case any of you guys are wondering, because I have lost some weight. I do 2 miles on the treadmill at a 10 incline, and I burn off about 450 calories per 2 miles. So that's why I'm all sweaty. It's just at 4 to 4.5 speed. So 4 to 4.5 for the 10 thing incline in 2 miles. And I do this every day. And then I'll come, like say I'm going to hit the bench, and I start with a 135. There's two 45-pound plates on each side as a warm-up. And then I'll do, my goal is to get 3 sets of 6 at 225. 225 is two 45-pound plates on each side. And then I'll do, off this right here, I'll do 4 sets of 30 sit-ups. And that's just my routine every day. Not the bench. So basically what I'll do is, like yesterday I did pull-ups, 4 sets of 8 pull-ups, whatever when you put. So I switch. Sometimes I'll do pull-ups or chin-ups, whatever. So basically I'll do. But what I do is I do this every day, treadmill. I do one exercise, either squats. I was doing just 225 on the squats the other day. Deadlifts, 225 on the deadlifts, 225 on the bench, and then pull-ups. And then I'll interject sit-ups in there too. And I do that every day. One routine a day. And nothing fancy, man, but it feels good. And it gets you in shape. I've lost some weight, and allows me to eat some junk food, which I enjoy eating. I'm not going to lie to you. So I know if I want to eat junk food, I got to get down here and burn some calories. I got to get down here. And I like being strong. It is. I'll never be as strong as I was before I burn out my rotator cuff. I mean, hell, I was doing squat. I was 375 or something like that. I mean, I was strong. My bench is 275 when I burned out the rotator cuff. My deadlift was never that strong. I think I got 315, but I could not get the grip well enough. And I got some, I got some things for your hands, gloves, but I never got the straps. But I just never could. The deadlift was never my strong point. But anyway, I'll never get that strong again. But if I feel like 225 for squats, 225 deadlifts, 225 for bench, that's pretty. Then probably get up higher on squats for sure. Because your legs are so strong. And I got short, fat legs. You know what I'm saying? They're strong. There's no reason in my heyday I could not do 315, 225, 315, 405 on squat. But I don't want to do that again. But 225, I'll probably get to 275. It's just 45 pounds to 25 pounds on each side. And I'll keep my bench. I'm not going to be able to get 3 sets of 6 on 225 today. I was just doing 3 sets of 6 at 215 just about 5 days ago. So I don't think I'll get 3 sets of 6 all together. But I'll do 3 sets of 6, but it might be, 4 breaths for a couple of seconds, 2. You see what I'm saying? And just mix and match like that. But I want to get 18 reps at 225. And pull-ups are great, dude. I'm telling you. You should get yourself a pull-up machine or pull-up thing. It's fantastic. It's such a good exercise. Oh man. They suck, and I mean it's amazing how a lot of times if I do I think these are called chin-ups. I easily sets of 10, but when I first got the thing I couldn't do 4. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, all right, just love your thoughts. God bless. We'll see you.